All right, you're welcome on Black HOTFIRE Network. It's me, Africa Maria from Kampala, Uganda. Good evening. It's 32 minutes past 7. And of course, it is evening, East African time. Yeah, I don't know the time over there, but it's 32 past 7 East Africa. And yeah, Africa has got different time intervals. So the East African time is not the same with the West African time, so the same with the Central African time. But yeah, you're welcome. My time, my East African time. Today is a Monday. Yeah, quite a busy day I see out there. And but let's dive right into our topic of discussion tonight, and it's political suicidal agents in Africa. Yeah, when we talk about Africa's politics, I feel like it is a terrible kind of politics, though I do not really agree with that. But for this kind of politics to be in Africa, um, there are those other people who sacrificed Africa's freedom for their own benefit. I don't know whether they were played for fools. I don't know whether, but one thing I know, they were played. Because we've seen a lot of different Africa's political leaders deciding to withdraw because most of them do complain like we sign agreements and other terms, and in the long run, they realize that there are other terms that are attached to these agreements they sign, and basically these terms that are usually attached to these agreements that most of the African political leaders sign agreements that are against Africa's development and also against Africa's kind of leadership. We've seen a lot of Africa's government leaders, political leaders, withdrawing from European Union, agreements. Yet they sign these agreements happily, not knowing that these other agreements, of course, defile everything about Africa. Now, most of these societal political agents, of course, they sign different agreements, and majorly these agreements that a lot of politicians in Africa do sign are the agreements that regulate trade and Africa's economy. The moment you regulate trade, the moment you are trade, the moment somebody else has to give your trade a go ahead, the moment someone else controls the trade in your country, that means it is very hard for that country to develop. So a lot of these political suicidal agents in Africa actually have gone ahead to sign all these other uh, agreements with the different countries. Y'all remember when that was actually I read the article I think like 4 days ago. The Africa signed. I didn't know about this. Guess was still but Africa signed an agreement that was in 2000, and this agreement was signed, um, you know, by African countries and the Caribbean countries, and the only country that did not sign was actually Cuba. But the majority of the Caribbeans and Africans signed, because like the European Union like wanted, like, of course, yeah, Africans, and then we hear talking about we the black people all over the world and all the kind of stuff. So European Union sat and thought that, okay, now we're seeing Africans trying to talk about them being black. We're trying to see the Africans in Africa, trying to call upon the Africans outside Africa. So how about we make them sign agreements, like the entire Caribbean, to sign agreements with the Africans under our conditions, like the European Union conditions, of course. They went ahead and signed that agreement. And Africans were so grateful. And actually, they signed that agreement happily. And the Caribbean, the black people in the Caribbean also signed this agreement happily, because they felt like, okay, it's like we're going to work together as the black people. We're going to work together. But little did they know that this agreement they are signing was going to regulate trade and the economy of their country. Basically, these people were focusing a lot on Africa. And yes, they did, except Cuba refused to sign. And of course, we started seeing how Cuba is being exposed to Africa in a negative way. Like it's full of mafias and all that kind of thing. I bet a lot of Africans still fear Cuba, because now this is what uh, we all see out here. And a lot of things, because at that time, we even have a saying here in Uganda, a machinery, like somebody you pay to do something for you, a professional thing for you. I guess those are machineries. They're not gun people. Maybe machineries that deal with only machineries of the guns, the AK-47 and whatever. But hiring someone professional to do something for you here in Uganda, we call them abachuba. Abachuba. Abachuba, because that word comes from chuba. Now, if until to date, even if it is me, Maria, and you call me like, okay, Maria, I want you to investigate something like this, I'm going to pay you some money, and I'm doing that thing on contract, it's a professional practice, they'll still say Maria is a muchuba. She's working for somebody under someone, okay? I'm a muchuba. I'm working for you in disguise. Because there is a time where a lot of Cubans, a lot of the Cuba professionals used to come, especially doctors, used to come down to Africa and Uganda as well to, to carry out their doctorate and all their professional and the medical stuff. So they would come here and work and be paid. Some others were teachers, lecturers, and professors teaching medicine a lot of places. But these were black Cubans who are coming down here. And that's why until today, Uganda still have that. They still use that word. So if you're someone who is doing you are doing your professional work and you're working for a particular person, they usually call you Omuchuba. Because now like people are stuck with that the Chuba thing, because a lot of Cubans were doing that here. Good day to you, Maria. I hope you and your family are well. Yes, my family is good. Thank you so much, Jiba Jabba. I hope you're doing good too. How is your we call it a yakusima, but I hope she's doing good. Yeah, and I hope your family is doing good too. Otherwise, I'm fine. I'm happy to see you and thank you for coming through. So, what do you think about the political suicidal agents in Africa? Because, like, Africa is very disorganized politically because it has got a lot, Caribbean, because it has got a lot of political suicidal agents. For them, they don't really care. They sacrifice. I'm calling this. I'm calling it that because suicide is like we are already living in this. We have like we are living like we are walking day down here because like everything is stiff. You understand? Everything is being controlled. So that's why I call it I call them the political suicidal agents. You can see the situation down in Nigeria, like people are starving, people are hungry, people are hungry, people have got nothing to eat. And yet they are farmers. Africa is a country that farms. We live, agriculture is our backbone. We shouldn't be running. I mean, we shouldn't be going, okay. We shouldn't be going hungry. We shouldn't be going hungry. We shouldn't be, starving because we are farmers. If Africa, if Africa's economy, if Africa's trade wasn't regulated by the European Union, we would not be seeing some Africans dying of starvation. We would not be seeing some African countries, going without food. Because yes, some other countries do not have enough food because not every soil is good for cultivation. But we that is not something that Africa should be experiencing. Depending on whatever grounds, that is not something Africa should be experiencing if at all our trade was not regulated or if our trade was not controlled. You cannot wake up and say, me as Uganda, I'm trying to trade with, Nigerians and you guys. I know you're gone hungry. I mean, I have got a lot of stuff. So how about you guys come and trade? Somebody else has to give that to go ahead. Somebody else has to confirm. Somebody else has to agree whether you should trade with Nigeria or not. And that's why we see a lot of these politicians, more especially the presidents of different countries, more especially those who have stayed for a long time in power, of course, they try to, move away from the European Union. They try to reject us. Like I said, these people are very cunning. The first time they bring you agendas, the time they try to bring you agendas, that they bring the sweet things. But like I say, everything that a Mzungu brings has a string attached to it. Everything that the Mzungu brings has those other attached things that are even greater than the ones you're signing for. They know how to play. That's why Leopold said, how I wish these people could even communicate in our own language. Maybe our leaders would really understand. Maybe the problem is English. I don't know. Maybe the language. Maybe they play along with their vocabulary. I don't get it. Because there is no way somebody will just come and sign for something as dumb as putting your trade in the hands of a Mzungu. What is the essence of you marrying a woman when somebody else is the one controlling your wife? No, not even controlling. What is the essence of you marrying this woman when somebody else is the one fertilizing your wife? The children belong to somebody else, and all you do is make sure she looks good. Is make sure your woman, I mean, by somebody else. Now this is Africa. This is Africa. Somebody else. So before we decide as the African leaders, we have always actually talked about this thing. African leaders should wake up and face the reality and all that, blah, blah. But the first thing they should do, the first step, is them to withdraw from the European Union, is them to withdraw. And I don't know how they are going to, I don't know the criteria at which they signed those agreements, but it's them to withdraw those agreements they made with the Bazungus, because unless they do that, even the other leaders that will come into power will go through a lot, because they are controlling almost everything. Almost everything. And before we may be here talking about unity, Africa should be united and blah blah. But what are the symbols of unity? One, having one common market. Having one common market, one language of which I know these other guys, if we start debating, because a lot of Africans be talking about Swahili being one of the major, language, the common language in Africa, Swahili. The moment these people see that, they can even stand up there and say, we don't want Swahili to be taught in African schools. And I can tell you, schools may stop, because what Muzungu has said, we should stop teaching Swahili. So yes, Jiba Jaba is saying that visa-free travel. Yeah, And of course, the purpose of travel is majorly trade. He is also saying that we should eliminate the VAT, the value added tax, and make Africa a visa free state. People should go wherever you want to go to Nigeria. Just get just the way I get my taxi. The most important thing is your ID that talks about you, your identity, your identity card. So get it, travel to Nigeria, come back without a visa. Okay, Jim Jabba is trying to give us the symbols of course, united. Okay, of unity. If at all we are saying it's Africa united, you see. So we are going through like a lot. We are seeing a lot of things. And as we talk about Africa coming together, as we talk about Africa uniting, as we talk about Africa trying to develop, as we talk about we Africans rising together to have one common goal, as we talk about Africa having one voice, as we talk about Africa communicating as one person, they are watching. We, as the local people, we may have the powers to do this, but the moment Africa was colonized, things changed. They have to go, unless we are going to have a coup, unless we are going to have chaos all over the land. We need smart people to come into power. We need smart people to undo the deed, to undo all the things that these people did, to undo the agreements. Because I've watched like a lot of political leaders complaining. Others are always, I remember one time I watched a video of one president, I will not mention, of one country trying to box Mzungu, was trying to ask, was like, yo, bullshit, guys, you think you can control? And that was when these guys signed actually the agreement. And Mzungu was like questioning, like, why are you guys not following the agreements you read? So the guy was so furious. I don't know whether the money that comes with the agreement is very exciting, that they don't really have to think about what they're signing. But again, I've come to realize that these agreements are never revised. Okay, these agreements are never revised. They don't give you these agreements. You sit about, you don't sit and think and ask people whether should we. You ask your parliament like whether you should sign these things or not. No. Let me first read them. Jabba says that eliminate the void, and also you want resources. That's European Union pay upfront in gold or other precious metals. Exactly, exactly. Oh, I forgot their gold is stolen from the continent. Jimmy Jabba was asking that if they want resources, they should pay. Sorry? What? Kwanza utakuwa med. Amazon quad. Amazon. Okay. So you see, in a lie. So you don't talk about this. So I think the money under Muzungu really knows that Africa is so desperate. That Africa is so desperate. We are competing with each other. Everyone wants to do something, I think, and we are so desperate for change. We are so desperate for everything to a positive everything, but we are crying or we are leaning on the shoulders of the wrong person. And these people know. So the moment they call you in their summities, they talk about the agreements they want you to sign, and their bold words will be sweet words, the ones they will put in bold letters. But those other minor, other small things that are actually against every segment of Africa's progress, but the political leaders will not see, because these agreements come with a huge sum of BS that they usually say aid. And that's why when they were that's why the government of Uganda, when the government of Uganda spoke about rejecting the homosexuality, we saw a lot of people are complaining about, we are not going to have aid anymore. We are leaving Africa. I mean, we are going. You are going to leave us, angry and hungry, because these people are going to take away their aid. I've always told you, I've never seen the aid. I had France wants to join the African Union. France wanted to join the African Union, but it's like they are blocking France from joining the Africa's Union. And remember now, France takes some part of Cameroon. Cameroon has three, places. Like one was colonized by the French people, and another by Britain. And those people still fight until now. The English speaking people in Cameroon, they are not, friends with those who speak French. So I don't know why you speaking French and the other speaking English has a very huge meaning and impact to the Africans in Africa. So you see, um, and for some time, yeah, and Mali too, yeah, and Mali too. You see, for some time, France has wanted to join the African Union because it feels like maybe it is not gaining a lot. But France, until today, it is still directly taking a certain specific amount of money from the countries it colonized. And that's why we see like a lot of the West Africans, Senegal, Gambia, and these other countries that are still giving some specific amount to France, I guess maybe for appreciating being colonized by them or something. But the government hasn't withdrawn. The countries themselves have not withdrawn from those agreements, and that's why we see like a lot of people from those other countries that freely do travel to France. I think they call it their second Paris. They call it like the second city, I guess, because France tries to leave that connection, that friendliness connection. Of course, if you are able or if you have the capabilities of traveling to France and you're from those colonies, they give you that liberty to a certain level, and for them to leave that intact. And France actually is still benefiting from Africa hugely, hugely. And I think the citizens of those other countries don't feel the pain because Africans and wanting to leave Africa, they feel like, yeah, the good thing is you want to travel to France. There is a little bit of you know I can see like somebody wants to come in the studio. Maybe this is Kip, I guess. Oops, it is Kip.
No,
People,
Maria,
welcome.
they don't allow them to travel freely to France.
Mm.
No, they don't. 'Cause- And France takes $500 billion
No,
a
I didn't
year,
say they travel free. I I did not say they travel free.
not for free. I'm saying they don't allow them to come.
They
Even though
don't still
they talk.
travel free. Like otherwise all these people will be in France right now. They
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
travel
exactly.
free,
Exactly.
but
I'm saying even if they pay, they're still not allowed to come. They're still heavily restricted to go to France. Only a few that they're allowed to come in there because France has Africans, like I said, will not unite. They still, but the British are still stealing money out of Uganda and and Kenya, their colonies as well, just not as blatantly as France. Because France is saying you niggas are going to still give us money, and you're going to lose our printed money called the franc. So you got the CFA franc in Africa. French don't even use it. The French use the European euro, but all these African nations have to use their currency, and their money's got to be deposited in the bank of. This is how you know how weak you are as a people. Their money has to be deposited in the Bank of France And then France gets to tell them how much money they can take out of the bank of their money. I get most of your money, and then the money that you got left, I tell you what you can use it for. That's how wicked the evil it is. While these countries and the French colonies are impoverished. But Britain has used another scheme. Uganda's still impoverished. Kenya's still impoverished. It's the same thing. They never let these so-called colonies go. They just put their puppets in there to run them. That's why you got presidents like a Museveni and other people that have been there 50 years. If you believe in Museveni won elections for 40 years, you out of your mind. You think that moron in the Cameroon, that bear, Paul Bear's won elections for 40 years, you're out of your mind. Other one, Equatorial Guinea, all these people. There are no elections in Africa. There's selection. They put these puppets in to run their businesses, their business interests. That's why Africa's still mired in poverty, just like you said about Nigeria. Africa has 64% of the best land on the planet. Should nobody ever be starving in Africa? That's why you're starving. But like, because of the trade policies, they say all your food got to go to Europe, or you got to grow only what they tell you to grow, because you have no power. You're still as children, you're still like children. Oh, I lost her. What's up, Jibber Jabber? I got not even left. Oh man, I just came to pop in now. I gotta go take a piss. Oh wait. Oh yeah, guys. Since she pops back up in here, I gotta go take a piss. She back. Cool. She back.
I made it.
You back? All right, Maria, give me a second. I gotta go.
No, it's okay.
I gotta go take a piss.
Stay on.
I will, but I gotta go take a piss. Damn it.
Huh?
I gotta take a piss.
I good taking the day off. Do not know. That's rocket time. Any significant industries? Yeah, Jibjima says that right. France has an significant industries. The majority of the GDP comes from the African colonies. France has been doing this actually for some good time now. And as since actually it has not fully it has not fully withdrawn from Africa. It is France that actually has left a direct touch. When I say a direct tie, all that Dr. Pepe. When I say a direct touch, it is we see other countries actually being colonized indirectly. We are seeing other puppets right behind, but France has got no shame whatsoever. It comes straight and does it things in the open. So, uh, of course, and it wants to join the European Union.
Who wants to join the European Union?
France.
You mean the African Union? They're already in the European Union, Maria. They're already in the
Sorry, the African Union. The African Union, I'm sorry.
I don't know why not, because Africans don't control the African Union. It was never designed and built for African people to begin with. And that came out of France, but they want to join they want to just be open to, we here. We control it. So understand, family, the African Union doesn't work like the European Union and the benefit of African people.
I don't know why it wants to join the African Union, by the way. That's crazy.
Because it wants to be openly.
I don't know why.
Maria,
I don't know why it gets the cards. How do you even want to join African Union? Like, are you African Union?
Because it wants to be openly saying we're controlling Africa. They know that they don't want to be pretending from behind the scenes, Maria. I control you goofy niggas, and I want to be showing you that I do it. You get it? I don't want to be. You got any African Union? African country join the European Union? Hell no. They'll tell you you goopy niggas bigger kick rocks. Join the European Union. So, France one of the most.
Actually, we've seen like a lot of, before now, different African leaders.
How much you got it, Marie? Go ahead. Oh, did we lose her again? Not it froze again.
10,000. I'm freezing.
No, you're not. I thought you were. You got quiet. Go ahead. You started saying something, then you stopped.
Huh?
You started saying something, and then you stopped. So I figured you was freezing again, but you're not. You there? You there? That's a big old cup. What you drinking? Tea?
I'll do. And you'll think I'm frozen.
The big old cup.
It is always freezing. Anyway, so
Oh, I'm
then
freezing.
we can
Okay.
write the legislation. The Chinese already banned the headquarters. Jimmy Jabba. Yeah, this Chinese did that. Can you imagine? Of course, they first, like I said, there is no Mzungu who is here for us. The Chinese offered to build it, they offered to build the headquarters, and
They
then
bug.
they bugged
Of
everywhere.
course.
Like they
Of course.
wanted to know. Um,
Yeah, but they bugged it. And then you got dumbass Kagami tomorrow. It's okay. It's okay. We got nothing to hide. Sound like an idiot. Sound like a child. We got nothing to hide. It's an act of war. We got nothing to hide. They can bug us. We got nothing to hide. So, absolutely insane. We'll do the show with Joby family. Then I'm going to come on later on tonight. I'm doing another show later on tonight. I've been so absent and doing my own programs, catching up. Let's see if Maria comes back up in here again. You off today, Jibber, or you at work? I know you said you self-employed, huh, brother? What you doing in Pittsburgh anyway, around the area? You said you self-employed, right? Man, I got the air conditioner on up, and I gotta get my AC fixed. It's hot as hell up in here. I got the AC on. I can't feel none of it. I feel like I'm in a sauna up in here. As far as I'm not sweating. Let's see what Joby is. I'll get a minute. This might be her time anyway. How long has Maria been on here? What's going on, Dan? Like, get ready to do me and Joby's show. Let's see where Joby's at. Trying to see if Maria get a minute, come back on. We're going to talk about what's going on in France on the Africa Today show. Yeah, the speakers look good, Joby. They look good. They look good. This she back. You should be happy. She back.
7.
You back.
She back. Hapo yangu Maria
How
kwa
about
nyuma
that?
kwenda kuiga.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Shughuli
We got about
bana
30
jam.
minutes.
In the winter time and it's accountant.
I think she froze again. That's that great 70 internet.
I'm not.
Okay. That ain't me. You want to keep dropping, not me. That's that great 70 In there. Maybe that big ass cup you got is interfering with the signal. Big ass cup you got.
The what?
That big ass cup you got. That big ass cup. Maybe that's interfering with your internet signal. That big ass cup.
No.
Doesn't matter whether I like them.
Anyway,
It doesn't matter if I like them. Joe, man, you like them. They nice. I like them. They're nice. You got the right ones up. They look nice. So, yeah, that was a good job. Those speakers are nice. So you got the right ones, and you kept, driving me crazy. I need my speakers. Let me go get my speakers. How about my goddamn speakers? Let me go get my speakers. How about my goddamn speakers? Joby called me 1 o'clock. Keys, where are my speakers? You don't stop bothering about no goddamn speakers. Anyway, what you drinking anyway, Maria? What's in that cup? Better not be no moonshine. What you got in that cup? What's going on, Vince? What's going on, my British brother? What's going on? What's going on, Vince? Because we're gonna talk about that today. How they let all these Muslims in France and they're tearing France apart. They're destroying France. You don't see it too much on the news.
That's okay, you don't. Kapeni gani zalinka. Kapeni.
Oh, they'll give you no notifications. Vince, especially with Maria's show, it's come and go. So there, and so we let Maria finish her show up. I just popped up. I didn't know she was even live either. I look and said, let me see if Maria's even live, and I popped up and I seen her on here. So since I'm home today. You got it, Maria? You there? I think the internet's messed up. I see you, Maria. Can you see me?
The what?
Are you back?
The what?
Yeah, they're not really Soros back. What they're doing is, what you got them doing is imploding Europe now. See, this is the way Macron is another puppet of the Rothschild family, right? Directly associated with the Rothschilds. That's what put them in power. And so they're supposed to implode America and implode Europe too. Remember, this is their build back better shit. Destroy the world's the modernized world, move everything to China, and they can destroy the Western countries. So this is what you got happening right now. Yeah, it's not really Soros. Soros is just another puppet underneath. You see, when we talk about Bill Gates or Soros, it's all a lie. They say, oh, Elon Musk and Bill Gates are the richest people on the planet. You out of your rabbit ass mind. When the damn the Rockefellers and the Rothschilds are worth trillions of dollars, not billions, literally trillions of dollars. Rothschilds own every bank on the planet. They own the printing press. They stay behind the scenes because power is what? Created from behind the scenes. You guys right there in England there, Vince. You guys been to the city of London, right? I've been to England. I've been to London City, but not the city of London. I've never been inside that financial center. What does it look like, guys? You guys been inside the city of London? General Mosquito and Vince, you guys been inside, not London City, but inside the city of London. You guys been inside there? That Rothschild stronghold. You guys ever been in there? I never been in there.
Macaroni and cheese is bringing oppressive laws now to the pig meat mafia, and they are not having it. They are now being very France is facing everywhere. If wicked, nefarious past, can't wait for
Of course,
UK's.
of course, they're trying to bring in of course, the LGBTQ, of course, but they brought a lot of in non-culturally people that can integrate into France society. So they were flooded with an Islamic group of people, same way they did with Britain. They're in flooding, same way we're being flooded from the South in America. We're being flooded up in here by illegal immigrants. That's to destabilize the country. And of course, that's why we got a bunch of young Chinese people coming across the border who are of course they part of the goddamn Communist Chinese Party, flooding across our border because these puppets up here, there's no government. There was no Joe Biden and all these other people. That's all an illusion. It's all a lie. People run the planet. Chessboard. You got people that sit behind the Committee of 300. Everybody go read that book. Who actually run the planet? Not this nonsensical, idiotic, retarded shit. You think you got real governments? You don't. They've been working towards a one world government to be openly about it now. Openly. Africa is just a test bed for all kind of wickedness, right? Because they say the African's a moron. He doesn't know what's going on the planet anyway. We're going to do. I can't say what I'm going to say on here. I can't say what I'm saying on here. But as far as Macron being a president or that moron, that Indian moron in Great Britain, or Joe Biden, these are all puppets. Or that moron Trudeau up in Canada. They're all installed by a group of bankers that run this planet. That's why these policies have been installed now to overrun the West. Well, we got illegal immigrants that's flooding our border. Fucking Chinese people. Why did not stop them at the border? We're the strongest country on the planet. We got the best military. Why is the military in America not at the border stopping these people? Because that's the plan. See, when they were loud, when the blacks were trying to get the Haitians, what they do with the Haitians? Said, niggas, you get your ass out of here. They black people tried to come in here. They rounded their ass up and sit their ass back to Haiti. With the quickness, get your ass out of here. But this plan to have these Chinese people, because it's going to destabilize the country because too many people starting to wake up in America, especially. They know what's going on. They know about that we can't talk about let's say the 19. How good the 19 was, how good the 19 was. It was such a blessing that got the 19. It was such a good thing. The 19 was such a good thing. And it was, and what they did was safe and effective. It was safe and effective. The 19 was safe and effective. And people know it was safe and effective. So now they're starting to react to the safe and effectiveness of it. They know how safe and effective it was. Okay? They know that it was safe and effective. Okay? And they're about to try to release another safe and effective one. Okay? So a lot of people know. Somebody's got somebody in their family who's been touched by the safe and effectiveness and how good it is. It's been such a good thing. It's been great for people. A lot of people have been touched by how great it was. You get me? A lot of people have been touched by how great it's been such a great thing. And we can't say nothing but how great things have been. A lot of people know how great it's been. If you get, you get. If you know, you know. A lot of people know how great it's been. It's like, that's why Marie got that big ass cup. Cup bigger than a damn head. What cup is that? What kind of big ass cup is that? You gotta tell me. You said I've been in London and almost moved there. Glad I didn't, but making plans to return back home to the concentration camp in from that. What part of Africa, Vince, you trying to go back to? What part of Africa you trying to go back to, Vince? I'm not talking about just London. I mean the city of London, not London city, not London proper, But inside the financial part, London, the city of London, the Rothschild stronghold. You've been in there. I never been in. When I was in London years ago, I didn't know nothing about that. I wasn't educated enough to know nothing about that yet. So I never ventured inside the city of London. Not London City, but city of London. I never been there. See, yes, I go around there once or twice a year. Okay, if I have interviews, appointments, and shopping. Okay. Yeah, tricksters, misleaders, and controlled opposition are a bunch of actors. Exactly. Even Satan Claus. You better believe Satan Claus is put in there. Klaus Schwab is put in there. Yeah, he's the puppet. He's the underneath. But they're sitting there telling you openly now. So we got to dwell on the network. Openly, they're telling you that we want to put things in your brain. We want to make that nanotech. Now we can control you. You'll be mind controlled. They're telling you. They're openly telling you. Exactly right, Jibber Jabber. Exactly right. That's why you got all these CEOs in part of these companies. They don't own the companies. Everybody allowed all these companies to be destroyed. They don't own them. Same individuals own those companies. You think these companies are all independent and separate? They're not. Hey, Unsucker, how you doing, brother? Long time no see. I think I'm going to wrap this up. I don't think we're going to make it back. Her internet is terrible. And I'll set up the show with Joby in a minute. It's almost what? Yeah, 12:18. Let me get the show ready with Joby. Yeah. I don't know what she got up in that big ass cup. Shit. You must be thirsty. Oh, you got that. Told you, Marie got that Miss 70 internet. Shit work part time. Marie got that Miss 70 internet. Shit work part time. 70 been there for 40 years and can't build no internet. Where's that Warlock? Yeah, Fauci and
Bill. In what? In where?
Yeah, with the stupid 19 venom. Yeah, and booster crafts for. Yeah, Barrett, of course, exactly right. Exactly. Good. I like the way you writing code, Vince. Exactly right. Yeah, they now disappeared all of a sudden. Let me see if I can show. Okay, you're from Kenya. That's what's up. Been to that London Zoo called Buckingham Palace, London Bridge, which were on the list of the most satanic places. Yeah, satanic as shit. Satanic as shit. Remember I showed you guys. I did a show with Joby when I had Joby still in Tanzania. And they had the little naked boy trying to get out the window of Buckingham Palace. They've been raping the shit out the little boy. He was trying to get out the window and shit and fell. He was all butt naked trying to get out of the damn Buckingham Palace and he got the window. He was butt naked. People seen him from across the street. Said, what the hell is going on up there? Some naked kid trying to get out the damn palace. He had that sheet trying to get out of here. They raping the shit out of me up in here. Goddamn. Getting the hell out of here. I need Maria's big cup. Maria, can you come from Uganda? Help me out of this castle. Can you bring your big cup?
How is you with my cup? You don't know what I'm taking.
Most of all, your local business is mostly owned by one person, but with different names. Exactly right. That's the fact. And we didn't really know that. Jim Skill, really, what like the last 3 or 4 years, is that infiltrated, and that's people like, whoa. Remember, showed that video a couple years ago. That guy was crying in English, like, oh, they own it. That white guy was like, they own it all. They own everything. Oh, they own it all. Talking about Black Rock and Vanguard, owned by the Rothschilds and Rock, but he's like, they own everything. They own all the businesses. They own them all. He like, damn. They really do. They really do. So now they want to collapse the planet, right? These wicked bastards. That's why you had the beautiful, it was safe and effective. You can't say nothing about that vaccine. It was safe and effective. And that's how all these morons in Africa are absolute all puppets. because they all talked about the efficacy, how safe and effective it was, and had all these people wearing the mask. Now we can say, now I told you 3 years ago when they did it, I told you, if you know health, that you doing this causes you to be sick. Let me get some of that cup, Maria. What's in your cup, Maria? What's in your cup, nigga? What's in your cup? It's in your cup. Yeah, one of these goopy presidents, and from Kenya to Uganda to Nigeria. Yes, the COVID-19 is safe and effective, nigga. We know the efficacy is so good, it's so outstanding. We know it's good, and we must be on diligence. That's how you know Africa's full of fucking puppets. Anybody told you, now they know it. You can say it now on YouTube. You couldn't say it that the masks don't work. I'm gonna tell you something else. I told you back then 3 years ago.
You mean, none of these puppets do that? Leave my cup alone.
None of these puppets do this? And all these morons still running around Africa with this shit on. You talking about the mind of a brain dead kid. Morons in Africa that they riding on buses. Hey, don't touch me. Hey, don't touch me. I'm like the Mzungu. Don't know, family, that this causes you to have, you know what? This thing here cause you to have, you know what? Maria, my 70 said you must wear this, girl. I'm a 70, nigga. Everybody with his slow talking ass. European wants us to talk about the homosexuals. I love all homosexual people in Uganda today, and we as Ugandans will open up our country to people that allow themselves to be called LGBT, XYZ, MONE, OPSTUC.
Why are you talking like that?
That's how my 70 talks.
Why are you talking like that?
That's my 70. That's my 70, Maria. And the ideal that I want to do, the ideal that I'm going to allow the LGBT 2500 into Uganda. These people, we love them. And shout out to Barack Obama, who said he's upset with us. Barack Obama, we love you, nigga. We love you. You are a good man. You're a good man, Barack Obama. And we respectfully agree with you. Let me stop.
What? I mean, okay. I don't know how to say it.
As your president, Maria. As your president. Of course they did, Vince. But the fear caught in. Not for us in Europe and US, exactly right. But the fear. Yeah, I'm about to wrap it up, Joe. I'm about to wrap it up. Yeah, Obama's definitely that, Jim Mosquito. Definitely that. On steroids. He's definitely that on steroids, wicked ass, no good bastard. So we're gonna let Maria do her last words, family. We'll wrap it up. Go ahead, Maria. It's yours. I took over your show. Go ahead. You got the floor, Maria. You there,
I guess I
Maria?
have to wrap this up since you guys have to have another show with Jovi. I
Yeah.
can see she typed in, yeah, wind up. So I guess she likes to wind up.
Yeah, you going up anyway. So I'm gonna wrap it up for you anyway, Maria. When you drop off, it's great Miss 70 and that family be back on about 10, 15 minutes. Me and Joe will be back in about 10 or 15 minutes as we set this show up. Because she's going to drop off again. So say much love, family. Wrap this up. Man, my AC fucking up. It's hot as hell up in here, man. What the? I got to call the AC man. Shit. I told you dropping off. She dropped off again. Okay, Pam, much love. We'll be back in about 10, 15 minutes as we set up the next show. So I'll see you guys in 10 to 15 minutes, y'all. Peace. Love. Peace, love, and hair grease. I'm out.